refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. I'm your co-host, Davey Dollars, or you could just say Dave or David. And it's a Dummy Bro episode. You got me and my boy Tomo, co-host of In the Red Corner, and of course, co-host of Refuse to Lose. How you doing today, Tomo?
Wait, Dave. So you're co-host of R2L. You have Dave's Doghouse, and you're also. Don't let the people that you're also.
You're right. I am now officially an NBA insider for shot coverage.
There we go. Hold on. Let the people in the back.
So, if you want to know some NBA news, you can follow me on Twitter. I'll post it in the comment section. That way you can see exactly where to follow me at on Twitter. On X. Sorry, I'm on X. But yeah, that recently just happened just a couple of days ago. So I am officially an NBA insider now. Not senior NBA insider, but because I'm still brand new, only been doing this a couple of days, not even a whole week yet. So, but yeah, you want to know what Giannis going at? You want to know what's going on with Bradley Beal, KD? You want to know what the Warriors going to do with Jonathan Kuminga? Just follow me on Twitter, and you'll get the news as soon as it comes out. So that's how it is, man. But I'm feeling great for today. But Tommy, you ain't even finished telling me how you was feeling, man. You just went on and
No, I'm feeling good. I just wanted you to make sure you got that out the way because I wanted to give you your flowers on air. I know it happened over the weekend, and I was like, man, it's some big news because all I seen was a retweet, and I was like, wait. That's from Dave? Hold up, man. Said, look at my dummy bro doing this thing, man. So I just wanted to give you your flowers on air, man. Congratulations. And Dave, keep telling y'all, man, we doing big things, and that's a major accomplishment. That's just one stepping stone to where we want to get to next, right?
Yeah, that's just getting us closer and closer to where we need to be, getting us closer to our goals, man. So,
there we go.
Tell y'all in the next 5 years, y'all gonna be seeing us on TV.
Hey, look, all I know is people saying they scrolling on YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, and our faces popping up. I'm like, what? Say what now? Not even we in the algorithm, man. But I'm doing good.
That's good. We got some really good topics for y'all today. Look, I got no mic. I got the mic here, but as you can see, the cord's missing. So
he is really shams, y'all. Free agency coming around. There's a lot going on
here, just in case something happens. So just let y'all know. But yeah, I'm excited about today's show. You know, Game 2 was just Sunday. We got the results from Game 2. It was the least watched Game 2 since the bubble. So the Raiders may not be doing well, but I know basketball fans are excited to see what's going on right now. Because it's been two really good games. One was really, really good. The first one I think was really good because it was so competitive at the end. And then, of course, the Pacers came out and won. And then you got OKC came out and do what they normally do. They come out and blow teams out right after they lose. They're 5-0 after losing a game in these playoffs. So they don't lose back-to-back games. Then you got news about KD, Giannis, and Jason Kidd possibly going back to New York, but as a head coach. One of the most prominent cornerbacks in the league just got cut from the Green Bay Packers. Will the Washington Commanders have a slump this year? Can they get back to prominence? Can they get back to the NFC Championship game or at least to the playoffs? Will they have a slump this year? We don't know. And then, of course, y'all know what we got to do every day after every show after we do this. Is we got to do our 12 lock them in. We're gonna let y'all know what our picks is for the next day. And it might not be the next day. It could be a couple days afterwards. We don't know.
There we go.
So just letting y'all know what it's gonna be. And before we get started, what we gotta do? We gotta turn up.
Turn me up, 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 up.
We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. So make sure you follow us on each one. Like, share, subscribe. You want to become a member, link is in the bio. Tomo, floor is yours.
There we go. And just like Davey Schefter, we gotta come up with we're gonna give you a better name, man. We just gonna say Davey Doghouse or Davey Dog Yard. It just depends on how the news want to go. We going with that one, man. Everybody else got their name. We're gonna give my man his own name. And just like this guy right here is trying to make his own name in the NBA Finals. Wait. Dave, you know what we gonna do? We're gonna go back to the original for now while we set that up. But it's game 3. Dave already talked about it. I didn't know about the ratings on that one, Dave. You got me there because I thought the ratings was gonna go up after what the Pacers did. Maybe Indiana fans was just waiting for them to come back home. But the Thunder opened up a big lead and keep control. And they close out the game 123-107 to even the series now 1-1, which is now going back to Indiana. That game was on Wednesday. And we just got to make our predictions. So, Dave, I'm going to let you start right quick while I build this plane while it's still in the air.
I know what you got to do. So, look, y'all. What was a really good game by OKC in game 2? They came back after losing game 1 at home. And they said it from the beginning, you cannot let them get close. You got to make sure you continue to punch the Pacers in the mouth, and that's what they did. They held Tyrese Halliburton to like 4 points in the first half. It wasn't much he could do. I mean, he turned up in the fourth quarter, but it wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. Also, Tomo, did you know that there has never been a team to lose 4 15-point games in the playoffs and actually win the NBA championship? Not one. The Pacers have lost 15-point game in each series this season. So they lost the game and they lost 15 to the Cavaliers, to the Knicks, and to the Bucks. And then now to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So it's not looking like they're going to win a championship. But hey, that's just one side of the story. You know, there's some other things that go for the Pacers on the other side. OKC's defense is just too much for me. I think their defense is just too good. They're still able to create turnovers, even though they didn't have, they didn't force 19 turnovers in first game in game 2. They still forced 9 turnovers in game 2 in the first half. So that's still a lot of turnovers I have in the first half. So that's 28 turnovers in the first half in just the first 2 games. That's not good. That's not Pacers basketball. And what OKC is doing is they're making the Pacers play half court offense. That's something that the Pacers don't want to do. They like to run up and down. And OKC has been limiting that, and which goes into their favor. I think that it continues that way. I believe that OKC will win game 3. I know it's the Pacers game at home, but I think OKC wins that game. I don't think that it ends in 5. I'm still going my prediction in 6. But I believe OKC wins game 3. I think Shea is still balling. He's still averaging over 30 points per game in this year. I think he's averaging 34, 36 points per game in the series. He had 38 in the first game, 34 in the second game. The man just unguardable. And he showed that. And I know game 2, everyone was talking about how Nembhard and Nesmith guarded him. They guarded him, and then the next game he took care of business. He made sure he made those mid-range shots, and I think he was 11 to 12 from the free throw line. So he got to the line, but I mean, this is what Shea does. He drives to the basket to make sure he gets the same opportunity to win. And then he had Alex Caruso come off the bench and put up 20, and then he had Aaron Wiggins had 18. So he had 38 points alone from Aaron Wiggins and Alex Caruso off the bench. And Alex Caruso has the highest plus minus in the finals right now. So
Baller.
I just think that the way that OKC plays, I think it's going to continue on in game 3, and I think they're going to win that game on the road.
And you said something key there, Dave, is about that game too. With the Thunder, they're like, look, if we lose one, we're definitely gonna bounce back. And I think right now they're 18-2 this season, coming off of a loss. So that right there says a lot. But also going into game three, which has also been a pivotal game for the Pacers in most of their series, because most of the time they actually lose that game. But throughout this playoffs, they've actually been going back at either up 2-0, going back to the crib, or going back to New York or wherever they played at. So this game here is a very desperate one. Of course, they stole the first one, and most people say the series don't start until you win one away if you're the road team. And a lot of people start to say, what do role players do when they're on the road? You just talked about Alex Caruso giving you 20. I seen a graphic somewhere where they say Alex Caruso and Tyrese Halliburton got the same amount of points.
Yeah. Alex Caruso, Miles Turner, and Tyrese Turner all have the same amount of points. They all have 31 points.
Which is
and Alex Caruso plays less minutes than both of them.
Which is insane. So that's one of the things I was really going to point to as far as this game three is Tyrese, you got to pick it up. You got to find a way to get to your spots earlier. I know you try to get everybody else involved in the game, but you got to actually take this game by storm, because SGA is doing that. He's like, look, I know what everybody else can bring, but at the end of the day, they need my 30-plus points, because without my 30-plus points, we're going to be in a dogfight. So if I get my 30, Caruso going to get his 20, then Jay Will can have a good game. I think Jay Will had 19, but then you talk about the Terp getting 18 again, and Chet making that difference. Again, It's a chess game. The coach said, you know what? We didn't get that offensive rebound, but watch what I do. I'm going to do a big man lineup. I'm going to put Chet and Hartenstein in and see what y'all can do.
Man. And that was a mistake he made in the first game. He made an automatic substitution before the game started and had Cason Wallace starting. And I'm like, but that's okay if you're going to do that, but make sure you play those two big men when you need them to. Chet only played 24 minutes in the first game. That's not normal. That's not what he plays. He plays at least 28 to 30 minutes a game. At least give him that. And he didn't play him like down the stretch in the fourth quarter. Chet wasn't on the floor. He had a small ball lineup, and that's not going to work against the Pacers. They can rebound the ball with Tyrese and all those guys, because Tyrese is 6'4", 6'5". He's not a small guard. He's not 6 feet. So,
and even with that, you got to think the Pacers aren't shooting bad either in this actual in this series. They're shooting like 40-some% from three, which is higher than they shot in most of the playoffs. So that right there lets you know that they're getting the shots off. But the one key thing that you said, it's the turnovers. The turnovers are killing them, and the turnovers are what OKC lives off of. Because, like, look, we're already playing good defense, but if we can force a turnover here and there, it's going to change the game. Tyrese even said it in his post conference. He was like, there's a few times these guys won't let us get in the paint and go downhill. Every time you go in the paint, what do? It's a handout, and it's either they getting plucked or it's a careless turnover, because it's like you're trying to go up and pass the ball. Nope. Jay Will got it, and now he's running down court. You got Caruso running down court, or you got Hartenstein throwing the lob up the Chet. It just get ugly. Yeah. And I hate to say it, but it's like a thunderstorm once they get the rolling in OKC. So we're going to see what happens in game three. I'm still rolling with 7. So that means the Pacers got to do something that they haven't historically done so far in this playoffs, is win game 3. If they don't, it's gonna be a long day on R2L for me, man, because now I gotta sit up here and pray for game 4. But other than that, I think the Pacers find a way to pull out game 3 because, again,
you should be fine with game 4 because they normally win game 4. I think they haven't lost the game 4 at all this series.
But see, now
these playoffs.
Then that's going to be back 2-2?
It'd be 2-2.
You know what? Then they're going to go back to OKC. Then I could probably get my 7 games. You know what, Dave? I still need them to win 3. I kind of want to get this over with. I want them to get 3, but if they need to get it in 4, it would be nice either way. So I'm still rolling with I got the Pacers winning game 3. They need it.
It's not bad. That's bad. Tyrese just got to step up. Tyrese got to be aggressive from the start. That's one thing. He can't go in only having 4 points in the first half. That's not going to work. That's playing right into OKC's hands. Exactly. If you don't come out aggressive and they pretty much making you play their game, you might as well say you lost.
And the crazy thing about this playoffs too is I was talking to somebody else about it. It's about the parodies in which every series had a parody. Let's talk about how Julius Randle had the quote come out and say everybody needs to apologize. Then the very next series he plays bad. Everyone's talking about Halliburton and how he the overrated. They was like, no, don't call him that no more. Then boom, he has this game. And it's like, you see what I'm saying? They was like, y'all spoke too soon. So, hey, Tyrese, I don't want to call you baby boy again, but I need you to step it up, man. I need you to step it up.
Gotta do something. Make it a series. I'm not gonna lie, Tomo. I kind of wanted to go 7. I don't want because OKC won theirs in what 5? No, they won theirs in 5, and then that one ended in 6. So we didn't get a game 7. Yeah, I think the only game 7 we had was when OKC played against Denver. So if we go 7, I'm cool with it. But I just need I just want this to be a great series because like I'm not rooting for either team. I want my pick to win, of course, but this is just a great series overall. So
that's why we dummy bros, man. I agree with you there. I want my pick to win too, but 7 wouldn't be bad because I think the world needs a 7-game series between these two teams because they all sitting up here saying this finals is boring. But at some point, you're going to have to tune in because if you don't watch any other sport, which you should, expand your palette. And you at R2L, make sure you click the links below because we have all the sports below as well, so you can expand your palette. But if you don't and you want to stay in the NBA, this right here is the perfect way.
Yeah,
no big threes, none of that.
Only the casual fans don't want to watch. You got people like the guy that's on the show with Colin Coward telling me something. I don't want to see this because it's not big market. So nobody cares about your opinion.
You want to watch the Lakers?
Yeah, he want to see the Lakers or the Warriors. He want to see a prominent, a big market team. No, so that don't mean that. This is pure basketball. You don't want to watch pure basketball, then I go watch something else. Yeah. Go watch CSI New York or something. It don't matter.
I was gonna say watch a player that got more than 3 moves in his bag.
Oh, that too. There you go. Go watch him play. Go watch Beasley go play against Lance Stevens.
They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. Now you go watch the pregame. The face off. Now that was entertaining. The game was entertaining too if you like a lot of traveling. But hey, they did their thing. They did their thing.
Definitely was a lot of traveling.
Yeah. Another guy that's been doing a lot of traveling. Kevin! Kevin been on the move, man. This is one player. I don't know another player in the NBA. I would say maybe Charles Barkley. Maybe some people say Shaq towards his later years. But Kevin Durant has been tied to being with so many teams to be such a prominent player. Now, you started in OKC. You had your run there. Then you go to Golden State. You win your rings. You solidify your legacy. Then you go to Brooklyn. And, of course, injuries happen there. And then, the toe on the line. Everyone says we don't know what could have happened without the big toe on the line. Then you end up in Phoenix. And then Phoenix tries to find a way to make something shake. And we all know what that big 3 is looking like. So, look, the question is
broken up.
I mean, once they made that phone call, I ain't mad at what they did. But, hey, it definitely does need to be broken up. Kevin Durant is currently with the Suns. If you don't know, check the logo right there. But there's a lot of speculation about his future. So a lot of people are saying KD may be on the move, which I don't get it. If it weren't for Bradley Beal, no trade calls, I don't think we even have this topic here. But he has one more year on his contract where he's set to earn over $54 million in that final year. So a lot of people are saying it's time for KD to go. The question is, what's the best destination for KD? Now, Dave, I've heard San Antonio. Heard the Rockets, and I'm not mad at the Rockets. The Rockets sound like a solid place to go. They need a solid vet there who knows how to win and is going to help Ime Udoka, carry that young team over that hump that they're in right now. Because the question is Thompson or Green, and the way that Green played in the playoffs, everybody's leaning more towards Thompson. If you bring a Kevin Durant in there and you get this thing gelling right, you got a guaranteed score in the playoffs. Some people say Minnesota. I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work out. Some people say the Knicks, but then the Knicks will have to trade Cat and some other players. I've been off this train for a while, but I'm going to bring it back. I think KD should come to DC, man. I think he should come to DC. And I know y'all like, hey, bro, here y'all go. Here y'all go again. KD don't want to come home, man. He don't want to do it. I was thinking about it for a while. I was sitting there. I was like, I was one of the people who say KD shouldn't come back. We got the young core. We rebuilding. We got the picks, everything. We have finally got a vision for this team. But what better way to close out your legacy, right? Let's say the Wizards and Phoenix already made a deal. And it would be more so a slap in the face and a ha-ha for me to get KD here and Bradley Beal stay in Phoenix. But that's a personal thing. You get KD here with this young core. Of course, maybe we get we get Queen or somebody. I know how people feel about Queen and him being the pick, but I would say the Cowboys, the Wizards have a young core. They have the picks to do it. Kevin Durant could come here and do the same thing that I was thinking about what he would do with Houston, but it will also solidify his legacy. If you turn this franchise around for your home team, you got the home team narrative that's going. You got the Wizards who can make the playoffs in a weak Eastern Conference, because if Giannis leave, we already know it's going to be top heavy. Again, the competition will be there, but you've seen what you got. So think about it. You got KD, Alex R. It's going to be a hater somewhere in the comments, but not him, my man. I like that.
You got support right there.
Yeah, no, I like that. I'm thinking of Carl Typman somewhere saying, come on, Tomo, don't do this to me. But contract, age, you go out on top. I ain't saying we win the finals, but you get close to it, kind of like that same run where Paul Pierce came down here.
Is Mike in the NBA chat?
I don't think so. I know he in the NFL one. He should be in the NBA chat, though. He's a superstar, man. Yeah, we got to get you in the NBA chat. But, and outside of the legacy, you rebuild the hopes of people coming back here, because you never know who wants to come back and play with Kevin Durant. So again, the youth movement in DC, Kevin Durant, Jordan Poole, Bub, Sar. I'm just saying, that sounds like a playoff team to me. I ain't gonna say we the Cleveland Cavaliers, but I'm putting my bid in for saying the Wizards should make the call and see what they can get from it. If not, and you know he be on Twitter, I sent y'all a tweet earlier in the NBA chat. If not, my second pick would be the Houston Rockets.
Okay. Yeah, I like your second option a lot better than your first.
I knew it.
I like your second option a lot more than your first one, because I understand it. Having him come back to the DMV and everything, and you got the Commanders that's doing well now. You see the Mystics are starting to play a lot better. The Capitals are a perennial playoff team. Can't say too much about the Nationals right now, but
rebuild.
You want to bring in somebody that's going to continue to do that, because you got all these picks that's coming up. I think y'all got 2 picks in the first round this year or something like that?
I think we got 3. No, the Mystics had 3. We got 2. Wizards got 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got 2 first round picks this year. You got some first round picks coming up next year. So you got a lot of picks going around. You got to remember too, though, the Suns lowered their asking price for you to get KD. So you might not have to pay too much to get KD. But this is what I think is going to happen. Of course, me being an NBA insider, I get all the news that's going on.
No, I'm laughing at Kev. You definitely. I'm listening.
But I think he's going to go to San Antonio. I think that's where he goes. Everything is pointing towards there. And I'm hearing that's his preferred destination. He wants to go to San Antonio. If he's there, you got him to play with De'Aaron Fox and Wemby. That's a heck of a big 3. But here's the thing. How successful do we think this big 3 is going to be? Because the last 2 big 3s he's been a part of, or should I say the last 2, 3, doesn't matter, have not been successful. When he's with KD and Harden, didn't do anything. And then it was Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and KD. That didn't do much. Then it became Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and KD. And we saw exactly how that turned out this season. They were one of the worst teams in the NBA. So I think the best fit to me will be the Houston Rockets. I think Houston would be the best fit, because if you go to Houston, they could probably give up maybe Jalen Green. You could look at the bench. You could look at Shepherd, who they drafted that season. You can look at Cam Whitmore. They got a lot of players that they don't use that you can trade off, that you can use as a young core to come up. You probably got some picks to come out of that. You'll be saving some money. And then you got to look at the buyout option for Bradley Beal, because the only team looking to trade for Bradley Beal right now is the Charlotte Hornets. So, and you got to remember, he's on a no trade clause. So unless he decides that he wants to go to the Charlotte Hornets, he's staying in Phoenix. Now, what's crazy is, Tomo, I actually have a source that's close with Bradley Beal's brother. So I have a little bit of information going on with that.
You watch the show?
He just knows what's going on in Phoenix. He's down there, so he knows what's going on. And Bradley Beal is a family man. The crazy thing is, his wife just opened up a business down in Arizona, so it's going to be hard for him to want to leave, knowing that his wife has a business down there because he's big on family.
That's
so
true.
Whatever happens, I hope it works out for Bradley Beal. I do think that it's a bad contract. I don't think he's a bad player. I just think the contract is bad because of the no trade clause. I think if he didn't have a no trade clause, it would be fine because you can get him off and you can trade him wherever you want. But knowing that he has the power to go wherever he wants to go, unless he waives it, then boom, he got to stay there. And he had an underwhelming season last year. He did not play particularly well last year. That was not one of his best seasons. But I think the fit with Houston Rockets just makes a lot more sense. You got Steven Adams if they bring him back. You got Alfred Sengun. You got Amin Thompson. You got a lot of good players on that team that can help you win. And look at where the Rockets were this year. They were the number 2 seed in the Western Conference.
Yep.
Not a lot of people thought they were going to be that good. Like I said, I know I was hiring them 2 years ago. I was just a year early, but I definitely thought that team would be good because of Ime Udoka. And what are they missing? What are the Houston Rockets missing?
A score in the playoffs. Yep.
They need offense. And what's Kevin Durant going to do? You plug him into that system, he's going to play defense because Kevin Durant is not a slouch defensively. He's going to play good defense. And you got scoring. So you got at least a good 20, 25, 26 points per game, along with maybe a block and maybe a block and a steal a game and maybe about 8 rebounds. Why would you not want to go for that? I think that helped him out tremendously if he goes to Houston. I think, to me, the best fit for Kevin Durant, if he wants to win or help a team get to where they need to be, is Houston.
Right now in his career, I agree with you. I agree with that. If he wants to win right now and say I'm out, if he want to hoop and say, you know what, I'm just here to hoop. I got my rings, I got my legacy, I'm good. That's when you make the call to go to DC. I think if you go to, between San Antonio and Houston, those two franchises are trying to win a ring. DC right now is just like, look, man, you come home, we make the playoffs. If we win a ring, that's a cherry on top.
San Antonio ain't trying to win the ring now. They trying to at least get to the playoffs. So he can get to the playoffs with them, but he's not going to win the ring with them. Then again, I don't know.
I was about to say, they got a team over there.
We've never seen Wemby in the playoffs. So you're right.
Wemby, Fox, Castle,
yeah,
Durant. Yeah, expectations are going up. Like a Commander scene. But if you just want to plug in, if you want to plug and play, because that's what we call KD on here. If you want to plug and play, the Rockets is the perfect situation. Ime Udoka already got the culture built up there. Like you said, I don't know if they trade Green. That might be. For him, he might need a new situation. I'm saying it's too early, but I think I'm with you on that one. He gets the new situation. I don't think Phoenix is it. They may have to facilitate a 3-team trade. Because I don't think you want Jalen Green to go over there and then with Bradley Beal. Not saying Bradley Beal is bad. I'm just saying the situation of him knowing that they want to get rid of him. Coming to work every day knowing you about to get fired is not a good situation for Bradley Beal either.
That's true. But I think, me personally, I think that they would find a way to do a buyout with him. I think that's going to be the scenario because I don't see him, like I said, unless he waives this trade clause, which he already said multiple times that he's not going to do. If he's not going where he want to go, he ain't waiving the trade clause. And the places he want to go don't want to trade for him. He want to go to the Lakers. Lakers don't want him. He want to go to Miami. Miami don't want him. Mm-hmm. Where else is he going to go?
If I'm Bradley Beal and like you said, he is big on family. His wife is from like the LA area. I would try to finesse something with the Clippers. See if you can get with the Clippers. Mm-hmm. Because she could still have a business in Phoenix. You right there. If I'm him, I'm trying to look at a way where I can still stay on the West Coast. Clippers are probably looking for some more players to add because we've seen what James Harden did in the playoffs. This was the moment where you have a healthy Kawhi Leonard and then all of a sudden you just tank it. You add another score.
You trade James Harden for Bradley Beal?
I wouldn't go that far.
So you'll have James Harden, Bradley Beal, and Kawhi. Kawhi gonna be pissed off. I'll tell you that right now. Kawhi's not gonna be.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Look, I kill Bradley Beal all day, but I think you get him with Ty Lue, who can read. He like a hot water heater. He just need the spark lit again. That's all. He get his spark lit again. He might help the Clippers win a playoff series or two. I ain't gonna say he's gonna be their leading scorer.
He missed a lot of games too, so I don't know.
Hey, this is the nicest thing Dave got me defending Bradley Beal right now. Y'all know why I'm upset.
I like Bradley Beal. I don't know. I want him to be in the best situation for him and his family for one. So
the Kings?
I could see him going to the Kings.
3-team trade. We got to figure it out.
I could see him going there.
Yeah, but I think this happens sometimes before the 4th of July, and we'll see where he goes. If he ends up in Houston, that'll be a good look for the Rockets and KD.
I think something might happen around draft time.
I think the draft won't go a little crazy.
Yeah, I think something might happen around draft. I think draft is June 26th or something like that?
I believe so. I'll let you look it up right quick. Carl, you didn't catch a shot. I was just more so saying how you be killing my dreams. When I throw out big ideas, you always come and pop the bubble like the red balloon. But that's the only reason you ain't really no real shot.
June 25th and 26th. So first round is going to be on June 25th.
Okay. That's going to be interesting. I like to see what my man Will got up his sleeve.
Yeah, we all know who's going to be number 1 overall. So that's that.
You're not even talking to nobody.
Yeah, that's out the question.
They ain't even talking no more. They said you coming. You ain't got to work out. You just show up.
They just had a private meeting and that was it.
Yeah, they stole the draft. So that's what's gonna happen. But from one NBA final champion to another, Giannis. Should I stay or should I go? I don't know how many times this topic is kind of like came across, but most people are saying like Giannis should leave.
What's up, Johnny? My guy.
Oh, Johnny. So for right now, from what I'm hearing, Giannis is like, I'm on a vacation. I ain't got time to be talking about no teams. I'm a buck until I feel like I want to request a trade. I got no, Kev, we're not waving the flag. I got my NBA insider right here. So I'm gonna ask Dave, should Giannis stay or leave? And if he leaves, where should he go?
He should leave, but I don't think he will. I think he's staying. I don't think Giannis is going anywhere. My sources have been saying, and then if you watched Get Up earlier today, Brian Windhurst on ESPN said that multiple NBA executives and teams are expecting him to say that he's going to stay. A lot of people don't think he's going to leave. Giannis still wants to win a championship with Milwaukee. He's done it before. I believe he wants to do it again. I think he wants to give them another chance. Because if you look at the last 2 years, last year he got hurt. And it was just Dame. Then this year it was just him, and then Dame got hurt. So it's like neither one of them are healthy when the team needs them to be. So I think that's kind of what Giannis is looking for. He's looking for the team to get healthy and improve around him. But the thing is, what are the Bucks going to do to improve around Giannis? Because the defense has been horrible the last 2 seasons. That's the one thing that Giannis needs. I'm hearing Brook Lopez is going to be on the move. Bobby Portis is not going anywhere, but Brook Lopez is more than likely gone. So you're going to need a center to help out there with Giannis. If it's just Giannis in the paint, then what else is there to help out with? You got Bobby Portis, yes. But outside of that, you don't have who was the small forward y'all got from the Bucks this year? You still got Kyle. You got Kyle Kuzma.
They got Kyle Kuzma.
Chris Middleton is gone.
There we go.
That was your guy that was in the playoffs to help you out in the clutch. So that doesn't help out. Dame, KD not going to Milwaukee. It's just not happening. He's not going to Milwaukee. That's not happening. Sorry. So if there's any Milwaukee fans thinking he's going there, it's not happening. There are 4 teams, honestly, that's in the mix for KD. It's Houston, San Antonio, Toronto, and the dark horse is the Miami Heat. I say dark horse because it's pretty dark.
Nice sleep. Like
there
sleep.
you go. It's like this color sleep. Yeah, it's dark. It's dark.
Darkness. My bad.
Exactly. So it's a long shot of that happening. I don't believe that Giannis leaves, but I believe if he does decide to leave, then I believe he should also look at a San Antonio, a Houston, a Golden State, looking at something there. But Giannis said that he wants to stay in the East. So if you look at the East, you got, Cleveland. you can see him going to Cleveland possibly. Because
LeBron
Cleveland,
LeBron going back to Cleveland.
I can see that. Not gonna lie, I can see that. But let's say Giannis goes to Cleveland. Who could they give up? They can give up Jared Allen and a couple other players possibly. You can give him Jared Allen and Darius Garland.
Ooh.
You do that, and then like Imani Banks come up and start as the point. I think you got a good enough team right there. Pacers could probably use him. I mean, look at the way he plays. He plays up and down the floor, so that would help him out. If he's running up and down the floor, that would be it too. They may want Mobley, but what I'm saying is you can just look at all the East teams, and then if you look at the Knicks, of course, Cat's going to be the first option that they're going to look for. But the thing is, Milwaukee, is that what you really want? You already have no defense. You adding Cat, you losing. You have no defense. You have absolutely no defense now.
Cat and Kyle Kuzma. I don't know. Bobby Portis might get suspended again.
You just might. He just might. So
no.
I don't think he leaves Milwaukee, but I believe the best place for him would be to look out west and look at those three teams. Look at Houston, San Antonio, and Golden State. Because if you go to Golden State, you got Jimmy Butler, you got Steph, you got Draymond. Draymond might be in that conversation for the trade to get Giannis. Who knows? Or Jonathan Kuminga. You got to think about that too. They could probably go and get a Jonathan Kuminga, a young upcoming star that can play defense. He's very athletic. He can shoot the ball. And if you look at when he came in and played in the playoffs, he made an impact. I mean, they didn't win any games, but he was more aggressive on the floor than Jimmy Butler was. So you got that going for you. So, and then if you go to Golden State, he could be the prominent piece for when Steph decides to retire.
Steph might average 40.
Because you really ain't gonna be able to double Steph.
That's at all.
So you got those are plenty of options there that I see. But like I said, if you look in the East, I mean, it ain't too many teams that have the assets to go and get them. But like I said, I would look at Cleveland. I would look at those top teams because Giannis wants to win a championship at the end of the day. He's not going to look at those bottom teams. I could even see him going to Orlando.
I was just about to say, you talking about the East? I think Orlando.
I can see him going to Orlando because Orlando has been in the playoffs back-to-back seasons, not in the play-in, in the playoffs in back-to-back seasons. Well, now they were in the play-in this year, but back-to-back seasons in the playoffs. So I can see him going to somewhere like Orlando, and Orlando maybe have to move off one of the Wagner brothers, possibly. But you got to do what you got to do to improve your team. And Giannis does not improve your shooting, but he does improve your offense. He does improve what you're scoring on offense. So that's one thing that you'll get. You'll get another 30-point. You'll get a 30-point per game player with Giannis drops in there. He's going to average 30 and 10. So. If I'm Orlando, I'm picking up that phone to see what they want for Giannis.
I mean, if you any team in the East, you got to kick the tires on it, knowing that he probably won't come there. But if you Orlando, Detroit, if you say you want to stay East, Detroit's right there. I will make the call. We made the playoffs. We got some hope. We got some promise.
That's true. But what assets would they be? What does Detroit have that Milwaukee will want?
See, the thing about
because Beasley's a free agent, he's not there right now. He's a free agent.
But see, the thing about the NBA,
the best piece they have is Cade.
Yeah, but the thing about the NBA is you can pull another team in and make this deal happen. So it's just all about who you can get at the right time.
Yeah, you can throw in a three team trade.
I know you don't want to. I'm just throwing it out there. You want to stay in the East, man, but that would help.
I would take Giannis. I'm sorry.
That would help. But if I'm Giannis, I'm with you, Dave. I'm staying, and I'm telling them, look, I don't want to pick the coach, but I also don't want you to bring back.
I'm giving you one last year. That's it.
Not with Doc though. If Doc come back, I gotta go.
They think that's what's keeping them. They're using Doc to they think Doc is going to be the reason for him to stay.
Then Giannis got to retire at this point. I'm sorry. I don't get the infatuation with Doc. I don't understand it. What more do you need to see from Doc Rivers, Giannis, that you want to have another one and done?
I think they have a good relationship, so that's what they're looking towards.
That's cool. You can still talk to him. Y'all can play golf, but he don't need to be the coach, man. I'm sorry. Like, you just gonna be You give him another year and Doc is the head coach, then y'all relationship gonna sour because now you're gonna be like, I don't know what we need to do, Doc. I know Dame got hurt, I was hurt, but we got rid of Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday over there with the Celtics having the time of his life. We said Chris Middleton, the injury thing, so we're gonna bring in Kyle Kuzma. What did Kyle Kuzma give us in the playoffs? Nothing. Like he literally had a game where he just did nothing for almost like 30 minutes. So again, I'm not saying it's all on Doc, but it's also like, hey, GM, we need some more solid pieces. We won a championship, so you know what to do. You know what to put around me to make sure I can win. But I'm going back to the head coach. His track record is not what Giannis needs for another year. So
Giannis is like Bron, not like exactly like Bron, but what you need to surround him with. You need to surround him with shooters. That's what he needs. He needs shooters around him, and he don't really have that.
Yeah, he definitely needs floor spacing, and let him run the floor. You good money, and that's why I love your idea of the Pacers too. Though, if the Pacers were to make the call, depending upon how this final shake out, I could see them actually saying, "Hey, what do y'all need, or what do y'all want for him?" Mm-hmm. And if so, we can facilitate some things. But Giannis and KD right now, I think they're in that weird bubble where more so Giannis because he has the choice. KD right now is kind of written on the wall that it's time for you to go. And I think the same thing with KD. They more so like they want to push Bradley Beal out of the franchise, but at least with KD, they trying to be nice about it.
Mm-hmm.
And some people saying KD, they linking him to the Knicks because of this team here. Well, more so this coach. Some people are saying Jason Kidd may be going to the Knicks. Now, we all know Jason Kidd's track record. If you don't know anything, he's willing to drop some soda on the floor so he can get a timeout. That's what some people call good coaching. But right after that, he definitely found his way to get traded from Brooklyn to Milwaukee so he can coach Giannis. And now he's in Dallas. The question, Dave, is should the Knicks make this move? Should he leave Dallas for New York?
It's a good thing I'm an NBA insider because I just got some news on Jason Kidd as we're talking about him.
Let's get it.
The Dallas Mavericks are going to decline the request for Jason Kidd to interview with the New York Knicks. So it don't look like he's going to the Knicks. Wow.
Well, I mean, that was the quickest topic we had on R2L history, So now that they denied that, shout out to Dave. Shout out to Dave.
We can still talk about it though. If he was to give it, should he go there? No.
I was gonna bring the guest up.
I would say no. I don't think he should go. He should stay in Dallas because look, he got Cooper Flag coming up. They're about to draft Cooper Flag. You got Kyrie that will come back after. I mean, he's going to be out for most of the year, if not the entire season, because of his ACL injury. You can go and get Drew Holiday, who's going to be on the trade market. You can go get Chris Paul, who's more likely going to be a free agent. There's some point guards out there that can help you stay afloat, along with AD being there and Cooper Flag and Daniel Gafford and those guys. So I would say no. If I'm Jason Kidd, no, I'm not going to the Knicks.
Well, I'm gonna look at it on the flip side of the Knicks and saying, well, you just had a coach that got you to a point where you haven't been in almost 3 decades. So the fact that you got rid of him so soon says a lot without a second option. And look what the Mavericks just did. The Mavericks just told you, like, nope, you're not about to get our coach. So that right there spoils everything. And I wanted to bring that back up right quick because, Mark, that is a good point. I was hearing a little bit, and I'm going to reach out to you on that one, Dave, is about the Rick Brunson move because I'm hearing fans don't want Rick Brunson, right? But that is Jalen Brunson's daddy. So at the end of the day, if the Knicks do him dirty, what does that mean, or what does that say, or what's next for Jalen Brunson, right? Because that's how they actually got him, the whole tampering situation. They got Jalen Brunson because of Pops. Mm-hmm. Now you're telling me that Pops can't be the coach. That might look away. I understand what you're saying, Dave, but we already know how people are. We see how one kid got traded, one kid got drafted, and he got talked about for almost half the year. So with the actual looking of the Knicks, if I'm Jason Kidd, I wouldn't go back there. I'm going to let you bring the comment up right quick. But if I'm the Knicks, I'm really just sitting down and really doing a serious coaching search.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer the Rick Brunson thing first. He's not going to be the coach. It's not happening.
Okay.
For one, the players don't want him as the coach. So it's not happening. The players don't some of the players are upset that he's even involved as a coach. So he's not going to be the head coach. That's not happening.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm in another NBA chat with some Knicks fans, and none of them want Rick Brunson there. They want him to be gone.
I heard the fans was like,
nope. It's not happening. It's not happening. The fans wanted. The crazy thing is the fans wanted Tibbs gone, and he's gone. The fans don't want Rick Brunson there. He ain't going to be the head coach. They're going to go find someone else to be the head coach. It is not going to be Rick Brunson. If it's Rick Brunson, I'll be very shocked if it's Rick Brunson, the head coach. Now, to answer this comment from this, was it Urancito? If I'm saying it wrong, charge it to my head and my heart. How much do you think the Mavs focus on the development of guard Brandon Williams? Do they try and move him for someone else or capitalize on his potential? I think it all depends on what they're looking for. Brandon Williams, if I'm the Mavericks, I would do my best to try to develop him. But I think that they may use him in a trade to go and get someone like Drew Holiday, or a Trae Young or somebody like that. They will be looking for a point guard to at least hold the fold until Kyrie comes back from injury, because Kyrie's going to be out for the rest. You're not going to see Kyrie this season. It's just like Jason Tatum. Unfortunately, those two players you're not going to see this season. So, and more likely, I don't know if you're going to see Damian Lillard this season. I think he might be out for the rest of the year too.
He had an Achilles too, right?
Yeah. He had Achilles in the first round. I think it was game 3 or game 4. I can't remember what it was.
It might have been game 3 because I know game 1. That's when
game one he didn't play.
Yeah,
game 2 he came back.
And I think
he came back and got cooked. And then I think it's game 3. He got hurt in game 3.
Yep.
So I honestly don't know what they're going to do with Brandon Williams. I think that they should focus on his development, but I think they're going to go try and trade for another point guard.
Now that news came out, that they know who's going to be their head coach, I can see that. You also know they got Cooper Flag there, so they're going to bring him in. And that's a good piece, because right now you're going to need somebody to back up Kyrie being out for the year, but also you're going to have to build that core. Some people are saying that the Mavs are going to look like a good team next year based upon with Flag, Davis, Klay Thompson, because some people forget that Klay Thompson is over there. That's why I'm still trying to figure out how they got the number 1 pick, but I'll fight that fight another day.
Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington, they got some good players over there. And then what's it, the other guy that came from the Lakers that started that got hot?
What is his name? Max Christie. Was it Max Christie?
Yeah, Max Christie. Yeah, Max Christie, who started to play well once he got over there. So I don't know, man. The Dallas Mavericks can be a really good team as long as it's just health. That's the thing with them. It's just health. If AD is healthy, if AD plays 60 games,
they're a playoff team. Play in?
Playoff. They're a playoff team.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, they're
AD just plays 60 games. They're a playoff team with Cooper Flag and Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington, Max Christie, and of course Cooper Flag. And then you look at them trying to go trade for a point guard. I think they could be a playoff team as long as AD plays 55 to 60 games. They should be a playoff team.
55? I would say 50 and Drew is a playoff team. They get somebody like Drew, or Fred not going nowhere. Fred
VanVleet?
Nah, yeah, Fred not going nowhere. I was thinking about that. Brandon Williams like 25. I know the NBA coaches and personnel feel like players that old don't really develop, which is stupid, but yeah,
he can still develop. I mean, Jaime Jaquez is still developing, and he's like 20, 23, 24, something like that. And he played a full 4 years.
See, I think you get a solid deal for Brandon. Again, that's another team. You see what I'm saying? Dave, I don't know. I hope you got an extra battery, or you got like a Mophie or something, because you're going to need it around draft time, because the team trades is going to go crazy. It's going to be like the small deals that's going to make one major move. So I hope you're ready.
No, you don't go after a guy like Garland. No, I don't think so. Let him go somewhere else, because it wouldn't make sense to go after Garland and trade Luka Doncic. You trade Luka because of defense. You're going to go trade for someone that plays no defense? That doesn't make sense. I just wouldn't do that.
Well, I mean, we'll figure it out.
He adds scoring, but no, I wouldn't do it.
Well, would you do this? Would you bring Mark up for me right quick?
I got you.
Would you also cut Jair Alexander? You gotta switch sports right quick. You gonna switch sports right quick. What's up, Mark? Hold up, Mark. I know you got that ugly background, but we got you.
You can hear me, right? I'm good.
Yeah,
You good, my boy.
We good. Let's get it.
Well, it's like perfect time that we have Mark here and that background. And some people would say, you got a DC background with a Dallas hat on. Don't worry about that. Click the subscribe button and you'll figure out why my background and my hat are different. Now we're gonna talk about why the background for Jair Alexander is different. Because as of what is it? Now he got cut Monday, right? It was Monday. He got cut Monday by the Green Bay Packers after failing to they were trying to get a trade done between them and the Buffalo Bills, and I guess that fell through. So they said, you know what, we're just gonna let you walk. And now he's a free agent. So the real question is, what is the best destination for Jair Alexander? And Mark, I really want to hear why the Baltimore Ravens is the best. Tell us I'm messing with you. I just wanted to
Nah.
for a loophole. You was like, what you mean Ravens? I ain't up here for that.
Nah, that's our good friend Carl. You know,
Okay.
he wanted.
I got you. But
Yeah.
tell us what's the best fit for Jair.
Jair is 28 years old, right? And he's played what 7 games in the last 2 seasons. So I mean, with that, just health is a big risk. So you don't want to put a lot of money on his back. You don't want to, spend a lot of money. That's why teams didn't trade for him, because his injury history, and he's probably still a good player, instinctively, but you don't know what he's going to come back to with this injury he just had, especially after the season he just had. So in my opinion, the reason why he wasn't traded because nobody want to take on that type of money that he was going to get paid for and the production that he was given, because he didn't play. Your best ability is availability. But when it comes to the team that he's going to, I don't know if – I don't – the Ravens will be a good team, but I almost think that'll be like overkill for them. I don't think he'll go there. I do. My opinion, I think got my list right here, which just like y'all do.
Okay.
Hold on, Mark. Before you do that, shout out to my boy Teddy, host of BWT. Make sure you tune into BWT. I know he's gonna have an episode coming out soon. Shout out to the network. #refuse to lose. #built to win. #start spreading the news. #all rise. Member for 21 months. Shout out to my boy Teddy.
Donations.
Take it away, Mark.
Go ahead, Mark.
Okay, so my number one team that he should go to is, drum roll please, the 49ers. I'm going to just say it quick. I say the 49ers because they lost Charvarius Ward. And I'm not saying the 49ers. I think that's the best fit for
Let him cook.
The way he plays, the best fit for Jair Alexander is
Go ahead, I like do your thing.
Big head. All right, so yeah, he'll be on the other side of Trey Brown, and Charvarius Ward left. They need another corner to start. The corner they got with Diama Lenore. He's mid. I'm gonna put it like that. Sorry, Dave, but he is. So in order to upgrade that defense, you do need somebody like Charvarius Ward. I'm sorry, Jair Alexander on that team to upgrade that defense. And you might be in the running again for best defense, because right now y'all don't even look like a playoff team to a lot of people. I'm not saying personally. To a lot of people, y'all don't even look like a playoff team. I don't know. CMC gonna be back healthy, and
CMC back healthy.
I lost Greenlaw, and you seen how Greenlaw backup played. So sorry, Dave, but like I do think Jair is the best. That's the best fit for Jair right now. It's either them or the Vikings, but I'm gonna say more likely the 49ers because they need somebody to replace Ward. So
let him cook now.
He's mad. He put himself on mute. I'm sorry.
No. I just like how you said. I just like how Dave said, "Let him cook," and right after that, he said, "Lenore."
I'm sorry, but think of come on now, Lenore.
Listen. I got a lot of go back for what you said. I understand your reasoning for replacing Charvarius Ward, and I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment because I do believe that we need another corner outside of Diamado Lenore. However, to call Diamador Lenore mid is absolutely false. You know, he's only allowed 1 touchdown in the last 2 seasons, just 1 as a corner. That's not mid. That's playing really good defense. He also doesn't give up a lot of yards when it comes to defense as well. He's actually one of the top. I think he was top 10 in yards as a corner last year. He is actually a really good corner. He is not.
Let him
mid.
cook.
So I'm a cut you off right there.
Okay.
And
okay, go ahead.
so he would be on the other side. So Jair Alexander is much better. Don't get me wrong. He is much better than Diamador Lenore. I would prefer to have Jair Alexander as my number 1 corner than Diamador Lenore. He is not mid whatsoever. Thank you, Carl, for vouching that, because he is definitely not mid. Ronaldo Green. I think Ronaldo Green is a really good corner outside too, but I would like to have him at least sit behind Jair maybe like another year or so. If we get Jair, I'm just speaking hypothetically, if he was to come to the 49ers. And our defense still looks pretty good. We did have a really good draft where we addressed what we needed on defense, drafted Michael Williams and the defense tackle we drafted out of Texas. So we got what we need. We replaced what we needed. And as far as safeties, we're okay at safety with Jair Brown and the other safety we had. I'm blanking on it because you took so many shots at my team. I'm blanking on the names of my own team right now. But
Brown and Mustafa.
No,
and Malik Mustafa, yes,
Malik right?
Yes. So and Malik Mustafa is a hitter. So I think we're okay there, but I would agree with the sentiment to have someone to replace Javarius Ward. And I say this all the time to Javarius Ward. I pray that he has a phenomenal season with the Colts, because we all know what happened to him at the end of that last season, having his daughter pass away out of nowhere. So he has those memories going back every time he goes there. And I don't want him to have to stay. I'm glad that he got somewhere else to have a new home, so he won't have those memories of his daughter passing away. So I'm hoping him and his wife is doing well. But we need someone to replace that. And I think we'll be okay if we don't get him, but I think we'll be much better if we have him, because I think our defense is going to be pretty good this season. And there aren't too many people saying that we are not a playoff team, because you got to remember our schedule is very fair. We have the easiest schedule in the league, and everyone is coming back healthy. The only person that may not be there for week 1 is Brandon Ayuk, but everyone else is going to be there.
So Dave, who's the best fit? Because Mark got
he said it.
Oh, that's it?
What he said.
Oh, you going with y'all?
Yeah, he said everything. Other than him taking shots at my team, I was going to say what he said. I have other teams I was going to name though. There were other teams I was going to name, because Baltimore is another one that makes sense, because I don't think overkill is something that they have. It's something that will be there. I think the Ravens, that would be a good fit with the Ravens, because the Ravens play good zone defense. And that's one thing about Jair. Jair is a really great zone corner. So he wants to be somewhere where they're playing a lot of zone defense. Not saying that he can't play man, because we've seen him travel. So he can play man. But he plays really good zone defense. You can think about like the Eagles, the Cardinals. These are teams that play a lot of zone defense. The Bears play zone defense. So there's a lot of teams out there that have the defensive fit, but you got to look at the money as well. And out of all those teams I named, the 49ers have the most money to offer him.
So when it comes to money, I agree with you on the 49ers. The team that needs him the most. And I'm not saying this. I'm not saying it. I mean, he would, in this instance, needs him the most, is the Ravens. What was their pass defense last year? I think they came in like last at some point.
That was in the beginning of the season. It got a lot better at the end.
It did, but it could be so much better in the beginning if you go get a Jair. Now, like you said, Mark, the best ability is availability. So we already know he's been dealing with back, shoulder, knee, groin. Like, this is the NFL. The guy's been hurt. So we already know what that is.
Shoulders, knees, and toes.
Yo. And that's why he's going to go play with the dummy bros. But him going to Baltimore, he can be – calm down, Mark. He can be right there with Roland Smith and that physicality of that defense, because you got to think it was players – what was it like when – they're going to kill me if I bring up Earl Thomas. I know they're gonna kill me. But when Earl Thomas went over there for a quick second, the secondary was there. But it's just a place where players can go and revitalize their career. I think when they went and got Trey White, they were looking for an idea of a Jair Alexander. Now Trey White is another cornerback who's been injury riddled, but he was also known as a good, solid cornerback for you. I think the Ravens get him.
He wasn't Jair though.
No, I said he wasn't Jair, but he was good. So when the Ravens went and got him, I remember we talked about that for a second. I said the Ravens is a good fit, and most people was like, "Nah." I'm like, more so how he plays defense. And Trey White was good. He's not gonna get he's not an interception or a pick magnet like that, like a Jalen Ramsey. Like Jalen Ramsey come to your team, that just upgrades your secondary instantly. Jair going to the Ravens, I'm not gonna say it's gonna upgrade their secondary instantly, but it does help their secondary. It does bolster it. I'm not opposed to him going to the Bills. If I'm the Packers, I'm a little upset that if he does go sign with the Bills, because we literally had a trade there. So if we had a trade for some type of compensation to get him back, would have been nice. Another team I want to throw out there, if we're talking about injuries and secondary, I could throw out the Cowboys, but I'm not. That is another team. If you want to throw out another,
you can name the Commanders too.
That was the next team on my list.
We're not in the running.
No, you don't got to.
I'm not saying y'all are, but that would be a good.
Yeah, we don't argue well. We don't care about the runners.
I don't think it. I don't think. We play a lot. We want to play man, not zone. But we want to play a lot of man. That's why we got. He can play man, but he plays. We playing man a lot this year. We're gonna play a cover one. We playing blitz man cover one. We doing that a lot this year. It's not gonna be the same as
we know.
Last year we had a bunch of little people that made. I ain't gonna say last year, but what Forbes I should say is when it really changed. We had to play a lot of zone because corners was getting cooked. It was getting cooked, and then the last season. We had to play more zone because the corner started to get cooked. But as they started to get they started to take on and take certain players out, like they started to put what's the little man name? I can't even think of my player name right now. The rookie we had last year. That had interceptions.
Mike Sandstrom.
Yeah, Sandstrom. I couldn't even think of his name.
Mike from Michigan. Yeah, go ahead.
Mike from Michigan. They took Mike from Michigan and put him on the outside, and he shined. And it was just like, okay, so we can do this. We can put him right here, lay him on the other side. Latimer started to get injured, so then they had to play like all these other players, and they couldn't really find we couldn't gel. They couldn't gel together well when they came to man defense. Mm-hmm. So they was getting beat a lot in the past situation. So man is somewhere we're going. The zone is not. So I don't think Jair Alexander is going to be. He won't fit with us right now. Probably
then you got to think about it too. Lattimore came later in the season. He didn't start right away. He was hurt. He was injured when he came off. And then look at the draft. Y'all drafted Trey Amos out of Ole Miss, and he's playing. From what I'm hearing, he's doing really well at camp right now.
Top 3 cornerback in the draft.
Locking up Debo. Debo.
I was waiting for you to say it.
locking up Debo. But not outside of that, I'm hearing really great things about Trey Amos. He's the when they say the standout at training camp, it's Trey Amos.
Ain't nobody at their camp.
Oh,
my bad. Last time I said that about a team, Bo Nixon then went off. You good?
There you go.
But for me, if I was Jair, I would link up back with my old college teammate, and I would go to Baltimore and try to finish what they started over there.
Yeah, if I'm Jair, I'm going with the best fit that can help me win.
And look, if I'm Jair, I think
both teams can. I think both
Green Bay. I'm going somewhere where it's sunny. Where it's not cold the way it is in Lambeau Field, where I can play in December and be fine. Like I'm going to a field like that.
It gets cold in Santa Clara. It's not always warm.
I'm talking about Miami, the Dolphins. That'd actually be a good landing spot for him as well. But will he go?
He ain't go. He can if he wants to. He ain't gonna go nowhere. He might go to the first round of the playoffs, and that's it.
I don't think the Dolphins gonna do it though because of. I heard they're trying to do
Jalen Ramsey. They're trying to stay away Jalen Ramsey.
And they're trying to do a whole culture shift. Like, not saying Jair Alexander is a bad player, but they already dealing with Tyreek Hill and what he got going on. So I don't think they're gonna do it.
They secondary is trash. Just imagine if they did get Jair, you got Jair on one side and you got Jalen on the other side.
Well, Jalen
gone.
Well, Jalen is gone. I'm tripping. He went to the Rams, right?
He ain't gone nowhere. He's asking for a trade.
He didn't go to the Rams?
No. He ain't
That's
going
who
nowhere
he
yet.
I could have sworn there was a report that was he went to the.
He wants to go to the Rams.
Okay, that's what it was.
He's in. I think right now he's in the LA area, but he hasn't. There hasn't been any traction of what team that he might go to. Honestly,
yeah, Miami secondary is not where it's at.
I like the 49ers and the Ravens because of two things the main thing, the availability part. And if you go get plugged in with a defense that can do their part and it's not all on you, where at sometimes I'm not saying Green Bay was like that, but there were times where it was just like if Jair don't make a play, then it's gonna be a long day for us. You got two defenses where it's like you got linebackers, you got pass rushers. So you already know up front, the front seven is going to do their job. And all we need you to do is cover for maybe 3 to 4 seconds. We can probably get to the quarterback. Cool. I'm not mad at it. He goes somewhere where it's going to be all on him. 6 to 7 games.
Yeah.
That's it. The money's going to be good, but 6 to 7 games.
I'm telling you what thing, the Packers going to miss him. They trying to switch a wide receiver and the cornerback right now.
They
going to miss Jair.
No, let them do it. That's what they get.
They going to miss Jair.
Hey, that's all right. He can travel. It's all good. Now, Mark, we know why you're really here. We know why you're here. The background is there, and I can't wait to hear what you got to say about this one, okay? Because the Commanders had a spectacular, I mean, if you want to throw shots, some would say Cinderella-esque run. See, they banned that from celebrations. Why would you do that here, man? You talking about a team that won the first playoff win since 2005, first NFC championship appearance since 1992. Then Joe's not here, but I'll say it for him. You all had the greatest
92 or 91?
Say 92. They won the Super Bowl in 92. So they ain't won one since then. It's been a long, long time since they want to crack jokes. But they reset the clock, and they have the greatest rookie of all time if you're in the NFL R2L chats.
So don't we got more playoff wins than the Cowboys in the last 30 years? Oh, my fault. My bad. I'm sorry. That's 3 decades, by the way. You tried to throw a little shot in there. I tried to let you know. Just like nothing too much.
So since we doing this, since we here now,
come on.
Here now, no. Because if you just want to say you walked in the club and got lucky one night, most people can do that. That's what y'all did. Y'all got y'all little one night fling. Now let me ask you this question: can you duplicate that one night? Can you do it again, player? Take it away.
Oh, of course. The Commanders is primed to do it again. Well, I don't think the goal is to get to the NFC Championship. I think it's just the playoffs. That's really like if we get to where we at is because if we're really who we say we are, we're gonna make the playoffs this year. Like it's not the NFC Championship. That's my goal personally is the Super Bowl NFC Championship. But the Commanders, the goal is just like make the playoffs. Like do it again. Be consistent. Make the playoffs. Be consistent. Jaden, we got you to like Tomo said, you're the greatest rookie we've ever seen.
I quoted Joe.
No, like Tomo said, he's the greatest rookie we've ever seen.
Quoted Joe.
If you think about it.
Said.
Yeah. Greatest rookie quarterback we've ever seen, for sure.
Greatest rookie quarterback we ever seen. So with having that, and we don't have to pay Jaden Daniels till like 2029. Whatever we do right now it won't affect his contract in no way, shape, form, or fashion. So, like, I know we had the situation going on right now with Scary Terry. But if you look at it, I'd rather hit us in early June than late July. Like during that part of camp. Right now, this happens to everybody. This is quite normal. In fact, Terry McLaurin did this before. Y'all probably didn't even realize it. 3 years ago. Before he got his 3-year extension, held out at OTAs. He didn't come in. So, this happens all the time. All the stuff that happens to everybody. Happens to every team. It's a normal thing that happens. So, Terry going to be fine. He's going to sign the contract. He's going to sign this big contract, and we're getting players to build around because one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. Long as I got JD5, I'm alive. Ain't that something? That's what it is, Defense got better. Offensive line got better. Not like the pieces around JD. They ain't really throw nobody in that. Debo, he's not really I don't feel like he's a wide receiver passing option. I feel like he's a gadget option, like short screen, slant across the middle, take the ball, go along. He's not like a wide receiver option. So he didn't really build the wide receiver room up the way that people think we did with Debo. No. What they did was they built the O-line up because as long as we got JD5, like he can throw, like he can make anybody look. He made De'Ami Brown, he made him look good. And now look at what he did. Now he got paid. So I mean, like now we still got Luke McCaffrey. We still got like players on the offensive end that we didn't use the way we wanted to last year, but JD did really well. Got Brian Robinson, still got Austin Eckler. People keep forgetting about him. Like he wasn't a part of the like 25% of the offense why we were so good. It was because of Austin Eckler. Then on top of that, we just got Crockett from he didn't even play us last year in college. That's why he didn't get drafted higher. So I mean, like Washington is they're on a roll right now, and it's hard for me to, I ain't gonna say hard, but it's just like, it's surprising for me to say this, is that Washington right now is a model team. The other teams need to follow behind. Like, it's just the way it looks. I mean, you can say what you want, the way the ownership, coaching, and the type of players they got in the locker room, it's that type of organization right now. So, I mean, and that's the way it's trending. So, yes, will they duplicate last year? Not to the exact twin copy. It's going to look better. Sophomore slump for JD, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. Sorry.
All right, I got two things I want to address. Okay, so the first one is earlier you said that the Commanders won more playoff games than the Cowboys in the last 30 years. False. Y'all won 2, we won 4. That's false.
30 years?
False. You haven't won a playoff game since 2005.
We won with Kirk Cousins. We won 1.
No, you didn't.
Not Kirk Cousins. Mark Brunell.
2005.
Santana Moss, Mark Brunell.
So that makes it 3.
Seahawks.
They won 3 in the last. They won 3 in the last 30 years. Then.
Thank you.
I won 4.
Still not more.
I should have said Dak his whole career.
There you go. I was waiting for you. That's what I said.
I should have said Dak.
Yeah, there you go. That would have been better, but I had to get you. You didn't say it then. So, and this guy, I agree. I sure did.
Real fast.
Your man down there told me, I agree with Mark. I knew what he was trying to say, but you didn't hear what he said. But can y'all duplicate what you did last year? Hold on, wait. No, the second question I had, you said your expectations is Super Bowl. Is that your
my expectations Super Bowl? Yep.
This year,
my expectations. Yep.
I just want to make sure we get all the Commanders on record.
Hold me to that.
Look, I just want to make sure we get all the Commanders on record because Joe said if y'all don't make it, I think if Joe said if they don't make the Super Bowl, he will be upset.
I'm here.
That's what he said. So you're saying he would be upset. So you have expectations Super Bowl or bust.
You keep saying no bust. It's not or bust. Okay. The Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl though. It's not or bust.
So if you all don't go to the Super Bowl,
so if you say if we go to the Super Bowl or bust, that means if we don't go to the Super Bowl, everything is failed. It don't matter no more. It's trade the best pieces we have, Super Bowl or bust. It's done. It's seriously. Like if we don't make the Super Bowl, the team trade the best players we got. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's Super Bowl or bust. I think it's just the Super Bowl for me, not just no bust though. No none of that.
I guess that just confused. Go ahead, Tomo. I'm gonna wait till my turn, but you go ahead.
But he said the expectations is Super Bowl. So do I think the Commanders can't? Yeah, no, for you. Basically, you and Joe, because Joe's saying the same thing. It's not or bust. Y'all just expectations is to get to the Super Bowl, and that would be exceeding what you all did last year. Do I think you can duplicate what you did last year? In some fashion. I don't think you all make the NFC Championship game. Because again, there were a lot of things that fell you all's way last year that you all seem to forget. Like again, the Bears game, the Hail Mary that came, and depending upon how you win that game, you all heard the segment. You all could have been playing the Eagles first, and we seen what happened when you ran into that buzzsaw. Saquon did what he had to do. So again, do I think you all will be one of the best teams in the NFC in the conference? Yeah, you can repeat that because again, there's a lot of teams that's making some decisions. There's still some discourse between what the Packers are going to do, what the Vikings are going to do, what the Bears going to look like. Yes, a lot of teams look good on paper, but again, it's going to be tough. So you all have the same. I think you all have the same kind of questions where it's kind of like, will JD be able to replicate what he did with more? Because he did a lot with less. But sometimes when players get more, it can become challenging. We've seen what happened with CJ. CJ didn't really have a slump. If some people look at the numbers, if some people look at the numbers, they would say he didn't have a slump. He was playing bad. And I don't want them to say the same thing for I was about to say Jermaine Daniels, but for Jaden Daniels, if the numbers don't look the same from last year, it'd be like, nah, he ain't have a slump. It's just the numbers. No. CJ had a slump, and if JD don't do exactly or more than what he did last year, some people we gonna say that's a slump. And I don't want y'all to come on here and be like, no, it's not. It's just this, it's that. No excuses, because you all saying Super Bowl. You all have the pieces. You all don't even have the defense to say you gonna go get to the Super Bowl, which I'm really trying to understand how y'all just see this.
Because what defense did we have last year? We got the NFC Championship with nothing.
Did you not hear what I just said, Mark?
I'm just saying.
Did you not hear what I just said, though? But did you not hear what I just said, though? You played a fully healthy Eagles team. If y'all would have played a fully healthy Eagles team game one, y'all not making the NFC Championship.
Okay, so you can say
what if. Healthy, I'm not saying what if. I'm telling you.
If for the fifth. No, I'm not saying that. If you look at the game, we driving. Who like honestly, what stopped us the whole game was just the fumbles.
Who fumbled?
Am I wrong?
Who fumbled?
We was driving every time we got the ball, and they fumbled.
Who fumbled?
It wasn't JD.
But
Austin Eckler fumbled twice. Somebody else fumbled.
Brian Robinson fumbled too.
Who?
Brian Robinson, your returning running back.
He fumbled too. Fumble. It was all fumbles. Like it ain't like we was moving the ball every time.
Go ahead, Dave.
But okay, that's fine.
All I'm saying is, look, Dave is your guy. I think y'all can do it, but I think getting to the playoffs is a successful season for y'all.
That's what I think the same exact thing.
Okay, but you say, your expectation is Super Bowl. He said, I'm done. Go ahead. It's a bloodbath, my bad.
Look, man. I'm glad Carl said it in the comment because this is exactly what I was thinking. How can you say that I expect my team to get Super Bowl, but it's not Super Bowl or bust? That does not coincide. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. If you expect your team to go to Super Bowl, it's Super Bowl or bust. I'm sorry. That's what it was for me just 2 seasons ago with Brock Purdy. I said that I'm expecting my team to make the Super Bowl. I said if Kyle Shanahan is going with his decision to go with Brock Purdy, we better get to the Super Bowl or he needs to be gone. What happened? He made it to the Super Bowl and he got a contract extension. I believe that the expectation this year should be at least to get to the divisional round of the playoffs. That's what I believe. I believe that's what y'all can do this season as well. I believe y'all can get to the divisional round this year. If you look at the other teams that are in playoff contention, you look at the Rams, the Buccaneers, you look at the 49ers, you look at the Packers. Even as a 49ers fan, that's not an easy win for anybody. The Commanders can score on just about anyone. So that's one thing that gives them the opportunity to do that. And you have Jaden Daniels. And what you did was you improved the offensive line to help him out, to give him some protection. So that's going to help him out even more. As long as you keep Scary Terry, as long as you give him his contract, you got Terry McLaurin and Debo, who helps out because he's better than the other number 2 receivers that you had. Whether you believe he's a good wide receiver or not, he's better than what you had before. You still have Austin Eckler. You still got Brian Robinson. You still have a pretty good tight end. You got enough weapons out there to help him offensively. It's just, can your defense get pressure? Can the defensive line get enough pressure and stop the run? That is the biggest question on the Commanders' defense right now because you improved in the offensive trenches, but not necessarily the defensive trenches. I do believe, though, that you guys, like I said, I believe y'all can get to the division around the playoffs. That is I think that I don't believe you can duplicate it. Like you said, I don't believe it can be an exact duplicate, but I think y'all can have a successful season just like I did last year. I think y'all going to be, I believe the way the Commanders are being run right now with Dan Quinn, with Adam Peters being there, and that whole team, and Joe Witt being the defense coordinator, I believe that y'all will be a perennial playoff team. I believe that just the way that y'all continue to build, the way y'all continue to draft, I believe that y'all can be a perennial playoff team. But to get to back-to-back NFC Championship games with a sophomore quarterback, I understand he got there last year, but it's not going to be easy this year. There are a lot of teams in the NFC that improve this year outside of Washington. Thank you. Because I'm not saying that this team is going to make the playoffs, but I'm just using them as an example. Let's look at the Bears. They improved what they needed most, and that was the offensive line. They needed help in the offensive line, and they went and got a lot of offensive linemen to help protect Caleb Williams. Now, let's say if he has a successful season. We already know that defense is good enough with Jalen Johnson and those guys on the defense. So just imagine if they get there. They're going to want revenge on y'all because it was a close game up until the Hail Mary pass, which JD came up clutch. And I don't want to take away from that, from JD being clutch in the fourth quarter, because he's done that multiple times in the regular season. And he came up big in the playoffs, getting y'all to the NFC Championship game. So I believe that all of that is possible. But to get to the NFC Championship game is not going to be easy, because the Lions are going to want to get back. And if they're healthy, it's going to be an issue. The Eagles are still there, even though Saquon's on the Madden cover. They're still, they're still the Eagles. And there's just other teams that are going to be, there's a lot of teams that are going to be a lot better this year than what they were last year. So I'm just saying, but I don't know if it's a foregone conclusion that y'all lose to the Lions this season. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion, because you got to remember they lost their offensive coordinator and defense coordinator. It's not going to be the same Lions team that you saw the last few years. It's going to be totally different. Brand new regime. Head coach is there, but remember, he ain't calling the plays.
I don't know. In their case, they
got some dogs over
that
there.
might be needed for the Lions.
No, they got some dogs.
Some dogs over there.
They got some dogs. Don't get me wrong. They still got Sonic and Knuckles in that backfield. So they got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They got Jameson Williams. They got weapons. We know what they do, and they still got Aiden Hutchinson. That defense is still pretty good, but it's just a new regime. You don't know how it's going to look.
I get you. We did improve in the trenches on defense a little bit, not as much as probably people wanted us to. Like, we didn't get another DN, but the interior of the linemen, they definitely improved. Also, with that Bears game, it wasn't close at all the whole game. They came back and hit 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. We controlled that whole game.
Okay.
That's one. Okay. I was
okay.
say that.
I'll admit to be wrong about that. But what I'm saying is, in the end, they could have easily won that game.
And another thing, the last point you said was Super Bowl or bust expectations. When you thought Super Bowl or bust, the thing with y'all is, with the 49ers, it was Super Bowl or bust because y'all was going to the playoffs every year. Y'all was one of the best teams in the league every year.
You making my point.
Listen, we had one good year. So it's not or bust for us. It was or bust for y'all. You had multiple years of being the best team in the East. This year, we had one good year. So it's no bust for us. We had 1 year.
Then it shouldn't be Super Bowl expectations. If it's not,
I have Super Bowl expectations for my team. I said, as a Redskin community, what we want as a Redskin community in total.
Every team wants that. That doesn't mean that a Super Bowl.
Every team know they're not gonna make it to the playoffs. They just try to throw it out there like, oh, we'll make the playoffs. But y'all gonna be 6-10 or 6-11. But y'all just say that. But for us
you're a Panthers fan, you're not saying that.
For us as seriously, for the Commanders, getting back to the NFC Championship will be great, but making it to the playoffs and some consistency will be the best step for Washington Commanders in general. Just making the playoffs, not even making it to the NFC Championship, because we need consistency in our organization, and that's what fans need to see in our organization. Consistency. We get consistency, like you said, perennial playoff team all the time. That's but we just need consistency.
Yeah. So playoff or bust.
It's okay. Well, I'll give you that playoff or bust, but I'm not saying Super Bowl or bust. I give you playoff or bust, but I'm not gonna say Super Bowl or bust. My expectation for my team, because I know what my team can do. Well, I know what my quarterback can do. I'm Super Bowl.
I think what y'all are saying, I could be wrong. What y'all are saying or what y'all mean is, you want your team to get a Super Bowl because of what you saw last year.
But
you believe that it should be playoff or bust. Like, you should at least get to the playoffs. That's the thing. You should at least get there because you haven't seen a lot of playoff success. So at least get the playoffs, and it's a good season. And if you get to the Super Bowl, great. But if not, it's not that bad.
For me, it's going to be terrible for me because I want us to go to Super Bowl. I'm not going to say blow. No, I'm not going to say blow. I'm not saying blow it all up if we don't win. I feel like I feel like somebody like for example like the Ravens last year, Super Bowl or bust, right?
But they didn't blow it up. That's the thing. Super Bowl or bust don't mean you blow it all up. It just means that that's a failed season. Failure. All it means. It just means that that's a failed season. I don't think it'll be a failed season if we don't make the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying.
That's the best way to put it. You're right. The best way to put it.
That explains it a lot. That sounds a lot better now. Because when you say Super Bowl expectations, that just means
I have Super Bowl expectations. Look, me. You know what? I'm not even gonna talk about other Redskins fans. I'm talking about me. So
we started the spin cycle over, man.
It was again, like because last year y'all thought it was sweet. I almost said a curse word. Y'all thought it was sweet last year, and since week 6, y'all thought it was sweet. I'm telling y'all, now when we hit fruition, we one game away. And I'm in the chat like, look, I told y'all. And now again this year, I'm gonna do the same exact thing because.
Hold up.
What you gonna say now?
I'm gonna let you have your parade, but wait.
I've been saying the same thing since week 6 last year. We on the losing streak, and I told y'all what happened.
Hold on. I need a little bit of. I need some executive producing on this run that you had from week 6, because you was poking and prodding and trying to get me to go back and forth with you since like week 4, and up to week 6 is when I was like, all right, Mark, I'm on your line now, and then they started winning. I need a little EP credit or something on this because you threw out the expectations in the chat going crazy. So I expect us to go to the Super Bowl. And I was like, wait, I don't want to hear nothing about no rookies. I don't want to hear nothing about no nothing if y'all don't make the Super Bowl. And the first thing you brought up was fumbles.
My thing wasn't even on the quarterback. It was the teams that we had to go through to get to the Super Bowl in the playoffs. That was my whole spiel. Like I was just like, we ain't got to be the best team. We just got to be better than this team this one day. We ain't got to be better than them. We just got to be better than them this one day. We had to play the Bucks, which was all winnable games
without a fumble. Y'all don't win that game. A Tampa Bay fan would say that if they didn't fumble that ball and give that turnover, they win that game.
Hey, look, if Tony Romo didn't fumble
no,
y'all probably would have won the Super Bowl that year.
I'm telling you, everything that you said about that Eagles game is what somebody else could say to you about your Commander wins. If the Bucks didn't fumble, we win that game.
If Jalen Johnson played that play well, they don't win that game.
No, okay. So we lost to the Eagles. I'm gonna give the Eagles their credit. They won, right? They did their thing. They won. They beat us. And I'm not saying that like. I'm saying the only reason that we, the game looked like it was out of hand is because of the fumbles. If we wouldn't have fumbled, the game would have been 46-47. That would have been the final score. We couldn't stop them, but they really couldn't. Well, I can't say that we fumbled.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying about Tampa Bay. The reason, Mark, what I was really trying to say in the beginning, but you made me get into my back and forth with the NFC.
Go to that last comment. He said something about I don't know.
But what I'm saying is the reason why most people saying y'all had a Cinderella run is because of how things was playing out in y'all favor throughout the season. It started with the Hail Mary. Who?
Never said that, by the way. 12 games. We win 12 games with EB as our offensive coordinator. Definitely said like 10, but okay.
You were talking about your secondary. You were more on the defense the year before.
I was on the secondary more than anything.
Yeah, best secondary.
Trash. I know.
And that ain't all. I mean, you was almost there. You was almost there earlier. I think you were waiting at the training camp.
Let's not talk about it. That was bad.
But that's where I was coming from about the whole. If you all can actually duplicate it and not really going into the slump part, because there were a lot of games last year where people would look up and be like, how did that just happen? And you all came out on the good side of it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That didn't happen to the Eagles the whole season.
I'm not trying to rain on a parade or nothing like that.
I said a lot of games.
It's just the Eagles the whole season.
What?
That oh man, they was one play away from losing this game.
Oh no, yeah, in the beginning of the season. In the beginning of the season, of course, for sure.
I'm talking about
towards the end.
in the beginning of the season, yeah, they were close to losing a lot of games in the beginning of the season. I think like the first 4 or 5 weeks, they were close to losing some games.
We had more blowouts than the Eagles did last year.
But you're talking about two different things here. I'm talking about moments where it's like, how the hell did that just happen? That's what I'm talking about with y'all.
JD 5, number 5. That's why number 5.
But yeah, Mark, I'm not like I'm not.
Go ahead, do your thing.
I ain't trying to rain on your Super Bowl thing. It's just the to have expectations means Super Bowl or bust. If you're almost like sure that they can get the Super Bowl, that's Super Bowl or bust. Now, if you're thinking that if they could just at least make the playoffs, I'm good, then it's not Super Bowl or bust.
As a commander, as the commanders in general, the commander nation, that's the goal for the commander. Mark personally, I don't think it's a failure if we don't get a Super Bowl.
So
but
you can't say Commander Nation and then say Mark personally, man.
No, because everybody, yeah, Commander Nation, they just want consistency. As the Commanders, like me looking at like even JP Finley, Brian B Mitch, like all these, like it's the biggest thing with the Commanders, like it's just consistency. Like we want to get to the playoffs again, consistency. That's the biggest thing with our team. Like nationwide, like that's what we want. But me personally, y'all know how. I mean, I'm not like the average fan. I should say.
We know. That's why I'm trying to explain.
I'm not saying
Super Bowl expectation. When you say you expect them to Super Bowl, you're saying Super Bowl or bust. I'm sorry.
I'm saying or bust is crazy. I'm Super Bowl. I can okay. Well, you know what?
So let me
Super Bowl or bust for me.
Yeah, because I'm about to say we beating the dead horse. Because I was going to ask.
I already said it twice, but I'm just saying Super Bowl or bust for me personally. For me. Don't throw this on Decorius. This ain't got nothing to do with Decorius. Joe said it. You can say what you want to Joe.
I don't expect
Joe said what he said. Joe said what he said. You say what you want to Joe. But
Joe said if y'all don't make the Super Bowl, he would be upset. We kind of had the same argument. It's funny. I'm about to say you take off the Joe mask, but
okay. I do expect us to go. I do.
Okay.
So in all, you expect you all to duplicate but take a step up from last year.
Mm-hmm.
I expect us to take a step up from last year. I expect
duplicate but take a step.
I expect 4,000 passing yards from JD. I expect 30 touchdowns from JD. Like I'm not expecting a sophomore slump.
Okay. I think he can do it.
You watching the GOAT. To be.
That boy go out there and throw 10.
I said to be. GOAT to be.
That boy throw anything over the number of interceptions. Just can't wait.
You're giving me a number. What's the interception number?
I'm going on to the next topic. I just want y'all to know, man. I understand the ceiling is the roof for y'all right now. Actually, y'all like skydivers. Y'all just jumped out the plane. Y'all
we gotta get to this. Over under 10.
I'm having y'all have your moment, man.
We haven't had our off-season talks for teams yet.
Over under 10 interceptions. Over under.
I don't know.
For JD? Over under 10 interceptions?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just the over under, that's it.
I don't know. Y'all might win 5 games. Y'all might win 12. We don't know. We got a plan. Now let's move on to the locker man. Talk
about the Cowboys so
Dave. Welcome to the NFC East. It's gonna be a long season, man. It's gonna be a long season. Why y'all can't just be like the Giants? Like once the Giants start winning, they just humbly go on about their day. Y'all come right back like we
Giants
here.
Don't come out unless they win. You don't even know he's a Giants fan out until they win.
That's what I mean.
But they only won like 3-4 games, so you barely see them throughout the season.
Another fact.
Points were made. All right, let's roll on over to this locker man segment. Mark, you sticking around for the locker man? Or
let's do it. I was looking at some picks.
All right, well, get it. All right, so we want to introduce you all for the newcomers. This is our R2L Lockerman segment where we give you our parlay or our single bet opinions. Sometimes we also add some props to it. Shout out to Carl for introducing that stipulation to it. But we want to let you all know and encourage you all that, hey, bet responsibly. And also keep in mind that these are our opinions. So with that being said, make sure, again, you bet responsibly. Don't bet your last Chipotle bowl on us, all right? And blame us. Now, unless you want to do MSU versus the transfer portal that I'm gonna be in, we'll talk about that. But I had to let it be known on air. Dave, you ready for your team? If not, I got mine.
Yeah, I got. I'm taking the Detroit Tigers, -1.5 against the Baltimore Orioles.
All right, this gonna be a tough one. You know she got traded, so I'm gonna go with the LA Sparks plus 10.5 over the Las Vegas Aces.
Ooh,
It's
okay.
gonna be a tough one.
It will be, but Carl, come on. Every time I pick y'all win. So don't worry about it.
Go Tigers.
So I'm gonna switch it up a little bit because I don't really watch baseball too much, but I have been watching soccer, and not just regular soccer, like international soccer. Right?
Did you see what Portugal did?
I got some friends out here that like real live game heads when it comes to soccer, and they was telling me today.
All I know is I saw this Ronaldo jersey. I'm copping it. I'm sorry. I gotta get it. It's
a game today. Peru versus Ecuador. Big game. It's a big game. Believe it or not, it's a big game. Ecuador plus 150.
Well, you said today?
Tonight. Big game. Peru versus Ecuador.
See, now you're messing up the lock them in. It got to be tomorrow. It got to be
for the next day. Yeah,
can't be today.
That was a lock them in today. I already made the bet, so I'm gonna throw it in the parlay chat. I'm gonna throw it in the parlay chat. So I mean, I'm gonna throw that bet in the parlay. I need everybody to get in the chats.
You know what?
What though?
Carl, I'll do you a favor, man.
Subscribe.
I'll do you a favor. I'll get out the Tigers. I'm picking the Mets -1.5 against the Nationals.
1.5. All right, I see what you did there. Mark, you looking for another one?
That was a lock of men. That was a lock.
Hey, we gave you a live lock. So if you're watching right now, make sure you do it now. If you're watching it tomorrow, then you know how to reach us. Get in the chats and be like, Mark, I got that pick. I need another one. So now
Ecuador versus Peru. Peru taking the L today.
He was like, my boy.
I got you, Carl. Don't worry about it.
All right, man. Well, it's time to get on up out of here, Dave. These Commanders. I know I'm gonna talk to Joe.
Mark, you want bet the NHL? Stanley Cup Finals, or they got a game on Thursday.
Oh, we're going Florida Panthers, baby.
Okay, Florida -1.5.
Let's get it. Florida Panthers -1.5. I'm taking them.
Hey, they cooked yesterday. They dominated yesterday. Oh my God.
The Panthers, they right around the corner. They're like to this stadium, like 15 minutes away from me too.
So you better be there for the turn up.
I want to go, but they gotta play the Capitals. I'm not going to no Panthers. I ain't no Florida Panthers fan.
They playing the Capitals. They playing the Oilers, man. Go
I said I won't go until they play the Capitals.
No, I'm talking about just be a part of the
It's a Stanley Cup, man. Go.
I like the NFL and NBA. I'm not really an NHL type of guy.
Man,
I go to a soccer game though. I love soccer. Soccer lit. I ain't gonna hold. If you watch soccer is lit. Believe it or not.
Hey, soccer, Mark, I've been trying to tell them for years.
Soccer is tough. You just can't watch two bad teams because it get boring. But if you watch two good teams, soccer is lit.
You watch Brazil versus Portugal. It's gonna be a good game. I'll tell you that right now.
You watch Brazil. I mean, soccer got some really. It's a lot of good teams. A lot. And then it's a lot of teams worldwide. It's international.
Yeah, so, Barcelona, Man City, Man U. Yeah, it's a lot of great teams.
It's a lot of teams. Yeah, it's a lot of good teams. But they be lit. So
facts.
I gotta get up on my soccer stuff for real. Yeah. But yeah, you better lock it in today though. That's a plus 150. All right.
Mark be hitting on them Jones. He do. I ain't gonna lie.
All right.
Hey, I'm just trying to eat. I'm letting y'all go.
You're right.
I ain't saying y'all wrong. I'm just trying to eat.
You're right. I'm done.
I feel you.
Nah, go ahead and get your last words.
Oh, okay.
But hey, shout out to everybody that did a lock 'em in on Friday because we went 4-0 in a lock 'em in. So shout out to everybody. Shout out.
Yeah. Well, follow me, Marky G Visuals, videographer. I record your life.
Platform?
No, Instagram and TikTok. There we go. Instagram and TikTok. See greatness at work. Well, working towards greatness, I should say.
Drop the name again.
Marky G Visuals.
All right, but
It's on the @ sign if you was to put the bottom names.
Mark already made a different pick. You probably didn't hear it, Carl. He already.
I made a different pick. I made one.
Yeah,
so he picked the Florida Panthers -1.5.
All right, Dave.
Last words, man. Dave's Doghouse will be live Thursday at 12 noon. So tune in Thursday at 12 noon. I know you're going on break. So yeah, it's going to be about 35 minutes, 45 at the most. So tune in Thursday at 12 noon. I definitely got some things to talk about. I will be talking about Cristiano Ronaldo that day because he's had a phenomenal career, and you saw what he did with Portugal. So you might want to tune in. And then, we got a game tomorrow night with the NBA Finals, so it's going to be another basketball game we got to talk about. So I might have somebody from the Finals on there. Who knows? You don't know. So just tune in. Make sure you tune in there. And shout out to Mark for coming on the show. Appreciate you for always coming on and helping out, my guy. We have officially set R2L Day. So we will be sending out that message for everybody pretty soon. So, but we have officially set R2L Day. But, man, look, it was a great show. Mark, I somewhat like the pitch for Jair to the 49ers, so I appreciate you for putting my team in the forefront for there. So, John Lynch, if you're listening, go make a move, make a call. See what you can do. If not, try to go see if you can trade for Jalen Ramsey or something. Try to do something to improve that cornerback room. Miami Heat, I don't know what you're going to do this offseason. Pat Riley, you got this offseason or I need you out. Plain and simple. That's it for me. And shout out to Duke for having one of the toughest schedules in college basketball next season.
Drop the schedule.
Man. First things first, I want to say shout out to our superstar members. So shout out to Worm, Joe, Dave, myself, Teddy, Cardo, Lamar, Javon, RBO Vaughn, that is, FFC Coach Coombs, that is, BWT Teddy, that is, Giovanni, Chris, Decorius, Mike, Taniqua, Tone, and Mike again. And shout out to everybody that tuned in. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And special shout out again to my boy Dave, brother Dave. Be getting that insider, man. Becoming that NBA insider. Now, when you become an NFL insider, right? It's going to be very, very interesting because I can't wait till you tell Mark and them about their team and Super Bowl expectations. But outside of that,
you do that now.
If you look at it, I'm technically already inside.
You do that now.
I'm technically already inside.
I meant to say that earlier in the show when you say you want to drink. You actually on the senior level at R2L.
At R2L, of course.
So,
of course. R2L, yes. But for shot coverage, it's just.
So you're a legend in 2 games like Pee Wee Kirkland.
Little song.
There you go. But everybody that tuned in, make sure y'all tune back. Mark, what's wrong with you?
Oh, you got it.
You about to say something. But again, make sure y'all subscribe to In the Red Corner. A lot's been going on in boxing, and we definitely gonna have to talk about it. So make sure y'all subscribe to In the Red Corner. And Keyshawn, you gotta relax, bro. I don't know what really happened, but you gotta relax. And that's all I got for y'all.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all on Friday at 7 p.m. Y'all have a good time. Oh, and we can't forget about this. Shout out to Joe, of course. He is celebrating his wife's birthday, so happy birthday, Heidi, and
happy birthday,
and happy birthday to was it Jazar? So happy birthday to Heidi and baby boy. So gotta make sure we get that out before we end the show. And we'll see y'all next time on Refuse to Lose. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.